The use of automatic stapling devices has become commonplace in the closure of surgical incisions and wounds. This is largely due to the advantage of the speed and ease of achieving closure compared to traditional suturing techniques, with stapling typically being 3 to 4 times faster than closure with sutures. When the handle of the stapling device is squeezed, it automatically bends the staple to its final shape, allowing the sharp staple points to come together, opposing the skin and diverting the skin edges. But before we carry on, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on any of our new content releases. And make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video to find out how you can save 20% off surgical teaching premium. Okay, let's make a start. Studies of patients with stapled incisions have found no significant difference between stapling and suturing with regards to healing, infection rates, or patient acceptance. The one significant downside of stapling is that it may not achieve as good a cosmetic result compared to very meticulous and fine suturing techniques. But overall, skin staples and suturing compare very well. Stapling is typically used in the closure of relatively simple, straight incisions and wounds. They can be useful for closing superficial scalp lacerations. However, because of the superficial placement of the staples in the adult scalp, typically above the galea, they don't achieve the same hemostasis as deep sutures would achieve. Therefore, staples are not ideal for dealing with deeper scalp lacerations, for which it would be preferable to use deeper sutures. We should also be cautious of using skin staples in patients who are likely to undergo a CT scan, as the metallic staples will produce visual artifacts on the scan that may reduce the usefulness of the scan's result. Also, we should avoid using staples in patients who are going to undergo MRI scans, as the strong magnetic fields have the potential to avulse the staples from the skin. Generally, we tend to avoid using staples on extremely mobile areas of the body, such as the face, the neck, the hands, and the feet. As with any wound closure, we need to make sure that the wound is first clean, and in cases of traumatic injury, we'll have to infiltrate the wound with local anesthetic before washing and thoroughly cleaning the wound. In some deeper wounds, we may have to first place deep absorbable sutures to close the deeper fascia and reduce the tension on the superficial aspects of the wound that could ultimately lead to poorer healing or even wound dehiscence. With simple wound closures, typically all we need, in addition to antiseptic solution and potentially local anesthetic, is the stapling device, some forceps, and also a dressing which we can apply after the procedure. In terms of how to close the wound, this is largely down to personal preference. We may choose to anchor the wound edges together first by placing an initial staple halfway along the wound. This allows us to then sequentially close the two halves of the wound that have been created by the initial staple. Alternatively, we may prefer to start at one end of the wound and then work sequentially along the wound until the full length is neatly opposed. And we should be demonstrating this latter technique in this video. To insert the staple, we place the center of the device over the center of the wound, before gently squeezing the handle. This reduces the risk of malalignment of the staples, or overriding of the wound edges. One nice technique for aiding the process of stapling the wound is to apply gentle traction with the forceps on the staple that we've just placed, pulling this away from the stapling device in a gentle motion. This helps us to oppose the skin edges, and also makes it easier to approximate the wound edges with each bite that we take with the staples. But it's important that the traction on the staple is only done very gently to avoid dislodging that staple. There is no specific number of clips that should be used, or distance that the clips should be placed from one another. But we do need to ensure that they are evenly spread and the full wound closure is supported. In this demonstration, we are placing the clips approximately 7 to 10 millimeters apart. Ideally, when we place the staple, there should be approximately 1 to 2 millimeter gap between the skin surface and the loop of the staple. We continue until we have covered the full length of the wound and have a neatly opposed and slightly everted skin edge. After the wound is stapled, it may then be either left uncovered, or more commonly, we can apply a sterile dressing. We need to advise the patient as to how long the staple should remain in situ before being removed. This is very much dependent on the anatomical area that's being closed. However, you can see some ballpark figures displayed in this table. We need to ensure that the patient has a follow-up appointment where they can have the staples removed. In some instances, where the clips will be removed in primary care, it may be prudent to provide the patient with a disposable instrument which can be used to remove the staples, and which they can take with them to their follow-up appointment. Typically, wound staples are tolerated very well, with very low rates of any complications. The most common complications arise from not ensuring that the wound edges are properly aligned and everted, thus leading to a relatively poor cosmetic result and inversion of the wound. It's also important that the skin staples are not left in situ for too long, as this will make it more likely that the patient may suffer skin marking and permanent scarring. If you found this video helpful, then make sure you subscribe to our channel for more great free content. Or, if you want to make learning for med school and board exams easier, then subscribe to surgicalteaching.com and check out our expert-endorsed videos, high-yield revision questions, and our supportive online community. Surgical Teaching was designed by doctors to help students learn smarter. And right now, you can enjoy all of our great content for less, with 20% off our annual premium subscriptions when using the code STUTube20. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.